Afternoon everybody, welcome back to Birmingham Wildlife Conservation Park for the latest in our Wednesday Facebook Live videos. Today we are continuing our alphabeti theme. We're up to week 6, and because it's week 6, that means we are up to F, and F this week stands for felines. So yeah, just before we start, we have got a little bit of a change of plan. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go and see Nala the lynx today because of the approaching Storm Dudley. Obviously we take some extra precautions with some of our animals, so Nala's locked indoors, nice and safe in the warm. So obviously because she's indoors, we don't want to be in there sticking a camera in her face, so we're just going to leave her be, leave her to have a bit of peace and quiet indoors, and chill out in there. We will still talk about the lynx, but we just won't be able to go and see her today. But we will focus on our ocelot, probably spend most of the video looking at George because he's in a very good position, but we will try and go and see what Mila's up to in a minute as well. Right then, so yes, feel free to send any questions you may have, guys, about cats in general, and we will do our best to answer them. But yeah, we will crack on. So yes, obviously we've got 2 cat species here, the ocelot, who we can see in front of us, and then we have our Eurasian lynx as well. So we'll start with the ocelot. Ocelot being a medium-sized cat found in Central and Southern America. Their range does actually stretch right up to the southernmost regions of the United States. Actually, I think they have been recorded in Texas before. So yeah, they've got really big range from there all the way through Central America down into quite a large swathe of South America as well. Hi Lorraine, good to see you watching. Just going to whiz this way round, just because I think he's getting a bit annoyed with me that close to him, so we'll go there. It's a little bit better. So yeah, like I say, ocelot are a medium-sized cat. They are classed as a small cat. The only true big cats are the ones in the Panthera genus, which is so that includes the lions, tigers, leopards, jaguars, and snow leopards. Sometimes you do also include things like pumas and the clouded leopards in that, and cheetah are a bit of a strange one. They're normally classed actually as a small cat rather than a big cat, but we won't go into that here. But yeah, so ocelot are the largest member of their genus, I do believe. There are a couple of other species such as the margay, which are a bit smaller than these guys. Afternoon Zena, hi Judith, good to see you guys watching today. So yeah, ocelot, obviously, as with all cats, are carnivorous, and in the wild they'd feed on any small to medium sized animals that they could find, short capybara, sloth, agouti, anything like that would all be on the menu. Hi Mary, good to see you watching today, hope you're okay. And ocelot are classed as least concern actually on the IUCN Red List. Because they've got such a large range and there are such large numbers within that range, they are classed as least concern. They do have threats, obviously, for their skin. Being a spotted cat, they are wanted for their fur, and obviously habitat loss is an issue, for pretty much every species now. So these guys do get affected by that as well. Hi Rachel, good to see you watching. Yeah, he's a little star, isn't he, our George, bless him. So yeah, we'll talk a bit about George actually. He's getting an old boy now, he's 10 years old. He was born on the Isle of Wight, I believe, and then he came to us, I believe it was around 8 or 9 years ago now. And yeah, he's like I say, he's 10 years old now, and he's getting a grumpy old man, bless him, but we can't blame him. He's compared to Mila, he is a very wild ocelot. It's the best way we could probably put it. He's he is quite an aggressive animal, and that's just being a male cat. He is just an aggressive boy. Mila, on the other hand, our female, she's what's she now? I think she's about 6 years old. She came to us about 5 years ago from Berlin, and she, on the other hand, is very calm. She just keeps herself to herself. She isn't aggressive at all, really. She's she just, like I say, keeps herself to herself and leaves you to it. So Xena in captivity, anything kind of 15 to 20 is fairly good. We had our old female, she moved up to a collection in Scotland a couple of years ago. When she left here, I think she was 16, then she managed to live for another, 3 years. I think she was 19 when she passed away. So yeah, she was a really good age. And then we just pop around this side again. So yeah, they can get up to that kind of late teens age if they're lucky. So we don't actually put our guys together, Rachel. We brought Mila in as a potential breeding partner for George, but unfortunately we never got the recommendation to put them together, and because of that, they've never been together. Like I said, these guys are least concern in captivity, and if you were watching the video last week, we were talking about breeding programs and things like that. Ocelot were managed under an ESB, so the lesser of the two breeding programs, but I don't believe they're even managed under that now. And basically, quite a lot of collections are phasing this species out because they don't really need the help. They don't need that captive breeding help because they're doing okay in the wild. Then there's not so much call to be breeding these guys. So yeah, for now they will stay apart. If ever we get the go ahead and the okay to put them together, we will. But yeah, they do live separately. So George is along this left hand side, you might say, and then Mila's opposite the cafe in that enclosure there. Afternoon, Simon. Hope you're okay. Yeah, George is a little bit of a star, bless him. He is a star. No, he's got lovely little toe beans, as we call them, Xena. No, I'll try and get a bit of a better view of that. Let's have a look. Try and zoom in on his little pads there. There we go. Bless him. Enjoying his heat lamp there. Yeah, really enjoying his heat lamp there. We'll quickly pop round and see what Mila's up to, and while we're looking at Mila, we'll talk about the we'll talk about the links as well. So I'll just go and pop round to Mila and see what she's up to. She was asleep on the floor when I checked about 20 minutes ago, so let's see where she is now. See where she is, see if she's about at all. Yes, she's curled up asleep on the floor. Bless her, both staying in the warm today. Hello, Kelly. Alright, Grumpy. So, enrichment wise for these guys, we don't do too much with them. We'll tie food up for them and kind of hide food around the enclosure. But other than that, we don't really do too much. We kind of let them keep themselves to themselves and do their own little thing. We try to do a little bit more with George than we do with Mila. Like I say, he's a bit more aggressive and he's a bit more highly strung, so we try to do a bit more sensory kind of things with him. But other than that, we do generally leave them to it. So yeah, in the wild, Xena, they live kind of solitarily. Is that a word? They live on their own. Like the majority of cat species, the only cats that we that you see that you see living in groups are, the lions. Other than that, then generally they all do live on their own, apart from when they do come together for breeding, and if they've got any youngsters or things like that. Other than that, they will live on their own. Food-wise, Rachel, these guys get around about, on average, about 800, 900 grams a day. Obviously, it depends on the day. So today, Mila's had half a rabbit. George has had 3 rats. So today, that's around about 800 grams each. But some days they'll have a whole rabbit, which is about 1.5 kilo. Other days they'll have smaller things. So a couple of quail, which is only about 600 grams. So yeah, on average, it is around about 900 grams per day for the ocelot. So yeah, like I say, guys, we'll talk about the lynx very quickly as well. Like I say, we won't go and see her today just because she is indoors because of the approaching storm. So we don't want her, don't want to disturb her too much while she's in. So Eurasian lynx are, well, as the name suggests, found throughout Europe and Asia. They did used to be found in the UK, but were, I think, hunted to local extinction around about 700 years ago, 800 years ago, something like that. Yeah, they struggled throughout much of Western Europe, but they, they've still got quite a good stronghold in Eastern Europe, Scandinavia, and there have been some reintroductions in areas of Western Europe, and they are starting to make a comeback in those areas. They are also classed as least concern on the IUCN Red List, as are the ocelot. There is a breeding program for the lynx, but I believe at the moment there's not too much breeding going on. But yeah, there is I think it's an ESB for the lynx at the moment as well. So lynx are obviously a bit larger than an ocelot, and Eurasian lynx are the largest of the 4 species of lynx. Yeah, they're bigger than the bobcat, Iberian, and Canadian lynx. The Eurasians are the largest of the 4 species. Oh, no worries, Jason. I'm glad you enjoyed. Yeah, we'll see you next week when you visit. That'll be lovely. I'm glad you enjoyed the talk today. So yeah, like I say, they are larger. They've got more distinctive features as well. They've got their short little kind of bob tail, the tufty ears as well, and their kind of grey, rusty red, browny coat, which obviously keeps them nice and warm in the kind of colder conditions that you'd find them, rather than the short hair that you see in an ocelot here. Yes, Rachel, so we've only got the one lynx now. We've only got Nala. Over the last 18 months we lost her 2 siblings. We lost Zeta first. That was around, nearly 2 years ago now. She was 20 when she passed away, and then we lost Simba nearly a year ago, and he was 17. So yeah, Zeta had been having some seizures, so we had to kind of make the decision to put her to sleep. And Simba unfortunately had an inoperable facial tumour, which meant that he had to be put down as well. So yeah, that was all a shame, but it was the right thing to do for both of them. Oh, it'll be lovely to see you, Zena, when you come in. I think I'm working that day, so if you see me, feel free to stop for a chat. So the lynx coat does change throughout the seasons. It does get a bit thicker and a bit shaggier throughout the winter, and then it thins out a little bit in the summer. Just obviously temperature-wise, it's just to keep them a little bit warmer over those colder months. Ocelot doesn't really change over the seasons. Have you got bored of my voice, Mila? I'm not surprised. I'm going to go outside. So yeah, I'll just say a little bit about Nala, the lynx we've got here. She is 19 years old now. She will be 20 this year, and yeah, she is. She's doing well for her age, bless her. She was born here, and she's lived a life here. Like I say, with when she had her siblings here, she obviously lived as part of her family group for her whole life. Mila's got bored of us. We'll go around and see George because he'll be nice and easy to spot again. So yeah, Nala, like I say, lived as part of her family group, and then now she does live on her own. To be fair, when she was with her siblings, she was kind of always the odd one out of the three anyway. So now she's got the run of the place. She's enjoying the peace and quiet, I think. Come back to George to finish off. Hello, mister. Still enjoying your snoozies. Right then, guys, yeah, feel free to send in any last minute questions, and then we will call it a day. So Judith, so we do take precautions with some of the animals when we've got a weather warning come in. So we've got this yellow warning of wind tonight. So we'll attempt to lock in the majority of the animals that have got outdoor access in open topped enclosures, just in case trees come down or branches come down or anything like that. The Ocelot will still be able to go outdoors if they wish, because they're in a closed top. There's no big trees anywhere near them that could potentially cause an issue if they do come down. So yeah, generally it is just the those that live in open topped enclosures and would be liable to try to disappear if a tree or a branch or something came down. Animals on site, roughly. Oh, good question. Probably individuals, probably around about 250, maybe. Maybe not quite that many. Species-wise, we're around about 70. I'd say it's probably around about 250 individuals on site. Possibly. Yeah, no, I'd go about that. That sounds about right. It's completely off the top of my head, so it could be completely wrong. But I'd say it's around about that. Right then, guys, I think we will call it a day there. Luckily the rain held off while we were doing the talk, so that was handy. Apologies that we weren't able to see Nala the lynx today, but yeah, like I say, we just want to let her relax indoors. Don't want to stress her out too much while she's in. Keep her nice and chilled out in there. So hopefully we'll see her again soon. But at least we've had some nice views of the Ocelot today. Both of them were very cooperative, which is always nice. Oh yeah, Zena, you are quite close actually. No, hopefully you'll enjoy your visit later. Well, next month. No, that'll be really nice. Right then, guys, like I say, we'll call it a day there. So thank you very much for tuning in as ever, and we will be back again same time next week for the letter G. So see if you can guess what it might be, and we'll let you know on Tuesday as ever. Okay, cheers guys, catch you next week, bye.